Comet 3 Atlas just did something near the Sun that has astronomers absolutely losing their minds. This interstellar visitor recently made its closest approach to our star, and what happened during that flyby has scientists scratching their heads in disbelief. Not only has 3 Atlas been caught doing some seriously strange things, but it's finally showing clear signs of non-gravitational acceleration. And here's where things get wild. NASA's Punch satellite constellation captured brand new images on October 27, 2025, right as 3 Atlas reached perihelion. That's the point where it gets closest to the Sun. Other observatories like STEREO, the Solar Terrestrial Relations Observatory, and SOHO, the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, also grabbed shots that left the entire scientific community stunned. What they saw in the data was completely unexpected and has sparked intense debate among researchers worldwide. Just before hitting perihelion, 3 Atlas suddenly started brightening at a rate that makes absolutely no sense. Its brightness shot up in proportion to the Sun's distance raised to the power of -7.5. Translation? As this thing got closer to the Sun, it became way brighter than any normal object should based on distance alone. We've never seen a comet in our entire solar system behave like this before. Ever. This kind of extreme brightening curve is unprecedented in all our observations of cometary bodies. This insane brightness spike could mean two things. Either the comet is violently ejecting massive amounts of gas and dust, showing activity levels that are off the charts and completely abnormal for objects of its size, or it's made of something so chemically bizarre that it reacts to solar heat in ways we've never witnessed. The intensity of this reaction is forcing scientists to reconsider everything they thought they knew about interstellar objects. But here's what makes it even weirder. Scientists noticed 3 Atlas pulled this exact same stunt when it approached Mars earlier in its journey. It suddenly got brighter near the planet, showing the same unusual pattern, and now it's doing it again near the Sun. This repeating pattern has scientists completely baffled because it suggests some kind of triggered response mechanism that we don't understand. Is it reacting to gravitational fields? Magnetic fields? Or something else entirely? Nobody knows for sure. But the real bombshell? Scientists have now detected definitive proof that 3 Atlas isn't moving the way gravity says it should. Something else is pushing it. This is called non-gravitational acceleration, and it's got astronomers worldwide paying very close attention because this is exactly the kind of anomaly that made Oumuamua so controversial back in 2017. David DeFerrachia, a navigation engineer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, confirmed that new data shows 3 Atlas accelerating slightly faster than expected during its solar close approach. The extra push is tiny, somewhere between 3 × 10⁻14th and 2 × 10⁻10th astronomical units per day squared, but it's definitely there, and it matters for precise orbital calculations. Even though the numbers seem incredibly small, in the world of celestial mechanics, this is a huge deal. The leading theory? Outgassing. The Sun's heat vaporizes frozen ices inside the comet, releasing gas that acts like tiny rocket thrusters, pushing the object in the opposite direction. This is a well-known phenomenon with regular comets, but the scale and behavior we're seeing with 3 Atlas doesn't quite fit the normal pattern. But here's the thing, scientists are still waiting for direct proof that this is actually what's happening. Once 3 Atlas emerges from behind the Sun and becomes visible again, they'll be able to measure both the strength and direction of this acceleration with way more precision. If it turns out to be stronger than expected or pushing in the wrong direction, meaning not aligned with where outgassing jets would naturally push it, scientists might have to consider some seriously unconventional explanations, just like they did with Oumuamua. And that's when things could get really interesting. Harvard professor Avi Loeb weighed in, saying if the outgassing is really that intense, 3 Atlas must be losing mass at an alarming rate. When it becomes visible again and gets closer to Earth, astronomers can check if the actual mass loss matches what outgassing would predict. If it doesn't match, that could mean 3 Atlas is using some other mechanism to generate this mysterious push. Maybe something far more unusual, like a thin, spacecraft-like structure that just happens to look like a natural comet. Loeb has been vocal about keeping an open mind when it comes to these anomalies, and he's not backing down on 3 Atlas either. But wait, it gets even stranger. Scientists examining new images from space-based solar observatories noticed something remarkable that's never been seen before. Since 3 Atlas is currently hidden behind the Sun from Earth's perspective, it's being tracked using coronagraphs, specialized instruments that block out the Sun's overwhelming glare so we can see nearby objects. When researchers analyzed the comet's light through special color filters, they saw something shocking. 3 Atlas appears bluer than the Sun. Now, this doesn't mean it looks bright blue to the human eye. What it means is that the light coming from 3 Atlas has more blue wavelengths and less red light compared to sunlight. Its color spectrum is shifted toward blue, which is the opposite of what should happen. The authors of the new paper admitted they have no idea why 3 Atlas is brightening so rapidly, far faster than any Oort cloud comet should at similar distances from the Sun. This has left the scientific community scrambling for explanations. Professor Avi Loeb said the blue appearance is extremely surprising and deeply puzzling. Normally, dust makes scattered sunlight appear redder, and since the object's surface should be way colder than the Sun's 5,800 Kelvin photosphere, it should definitely look redder than the Sun, not bluer. But it doesn't. So here's the big question that's keeping scientists up at night. Could 3 Atlas be powered by something hotter than the Sun itself? What kind of internal process or energy source could produce this effect? Avi Loeb has officially added this bizarre observation to his growing list of anomalies surrounding this interstellar object, and he's calling for more intensive study. Just yesterday, 3 Atlas made its closest approach to the Sun and got blasted with massive amounts of solar heat and radiation. The latest reports show it became extremely bright, way brighter than any familiar comet should under those conditions. And before it disappeared behind the Sun, scientists had already documented several weird behaviors that don't fit any known comet models. For most of its journey through the solar system, 3 Atlas displayed an antitail, a faint dust stream pointing toward the Sun, which is unusual but not unheard of. But right before perihelion, that antitail suddenly flipped and became a normal tail pointing away from the Sun, like most comets. This rapid transformation happened in a matter of days, which is extraordinarily fast. Scientists also noticed the sunlight scattering around the object behaved in a completely unusual way, showing strong negative polarization, a light effect never before seen in any comet. This suggests the dust particles around 3 Atlas have a very unusual size distribution or composition. And most bizarrely, the gas molecules surrounding 3 Atlas seem to form some kind of protective shell or envelope, which was totally unexpected. This layered structure is unlike anything we've observed before in cometary comas. New data reveals that the inner region around the object's nucleus is mostly nickel with almost no iron, which is incredibly strange. Weirdly, another layer mixed with the coma appears rich in cyanide compounds, specifically molecules like cyanogen and hydrogen cyanide. And the outer gas envelope is dominated by carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. This means the material close to the surface is completely different from what's farther out, something we've never clearly observed before in any celestial body. This uneven chemical makeup could hint that the object formed in a radically different environment than anything in our solar system, possibly in the outskirts of another star system with very different formation conditions. The best image of this interstellar visitor was captured by the HiRISE camera on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, which has the highest resolution imaging capabilities of any spacecraft currently operating. But NASA hasn't released those images to the public yet, supposedly because of the government funding shutdown that's affected operations. However, some scientists suspect NASA might be deliberately keeping the highest quality images of 3 Atlas under wraps until they can fully analyze what they're seeing. What's NASA potentially hiding about 3 Atlas? That's the question on everyone's mind. On October 2nd, 3 Atlas passed within 30 million kilometers of Mars, and the HiRISE camera grabbed several shots, the highest resolution images we have of this object. That was one day after the government shutdown hit NASA, and we still haven't gotten the data released to the public or even to the wider scientific community. The timing seems suspicious to some researchers who are eager to analyze every detail. After its recent close encounters, 3 Atlas is now heading toward Jupiter on its outbound trajectory. During this phase, it'll come closer to Earth than ever before, giving scientists the perfect chance to capture the best and most detailed images yet. Ground-based telescopes and space observatories are already preparing for this opportunity. After passing Jupiter, 3 Atlas will continue outward on a hyperbolic trajectory that'll carry it toward the outer edges of our solar system, and eventually back into interstellar space, never to return. It originally entered the solar system from the direction of the Sagittarius constellation. Interestingly, the exact same region of the sky where the famous and mysterious WOW signal was once detected back in 1977. That signal remains one of the most intriguing unsolved mysteries in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Is this just a coincidence, or could there be a connection? After swinging past Jupiter, the object will move through constellations like Virgo and Leo as it continues its journey back into the deep unknown, carrying its secrets with it. That's all for today.